Oh, yeah. Good morning, Gambia, and welcome to yet another edition of Facebook blogging that we do every day, every Mondays and Fridays. Last week we were here on Friday and we talked about issues. And today we will talk about relevant matters. Every day that we talk about in the country, matters in the country, there are always relevant matters. Today, as you can see, it's Monday, start of the week. So I'm wishing you, all of you, the best of the week in the country. I wish you all to have successes, and I'm praying for every Gambian to be happy. In this country, there are a lot of things that people need to talk about so that attitudes can change, because that's what I believe in. That there are so many things that are happening is because of attitudes. It's because the way we act towards those things. But when we know how valuable we are and how valuable our country and our people are, there are a lot of things that we will avoid. And we will change our attitudes to make those things good, and we make the country great again. This is what we can do, that we make our country a great nation. Today, the topic is our environment. How do we sanitize our environment? How do we maintain the cleanliness of our environment? And how do we make our environment the best? We make it the best in the world. Because if we have our attitudes the way they are today, we will not be able to clean our environment. In the former regime, that we used to have days in a month that we will have what we call the national cleaning, call it a set-up. But today, we are not doing that in this regime, something I like. But I believe even without the government's interference, we can be able to make our nation the great and the most clean in the world. How can we do this? Is if we can change our attitudes. I will give you one example, that patriotic citizens should not behave like that, especially somebody that is working in the government. I was in a car with a friend. He works for the government. He's a manager of one of the parastatals. I was in his car. He bought banana, and he peeled the banana, gave me one, and then he took one. I peeled mine. I ate my banana, and I hold the peel of the banana, and then he finished eating his banana and then threw it out. I told him, why do you have to do this? He said to me, this is Gambia. We can just throw anyhow. I said, no. He said, I told him that you were in UK, right? And you were in Ghana. These things were controlled. People change their attitudes. Yeah, yes. But I told him, actually, I don't have to drop this until I see a bin where I can be able to trust this in. He said to me, this is the Gambia. Please, the Gambia, we have to know that our society, our environment is not clean, but we have to make it clean. If you cannot clean it, then don't mess it. That's what I want people of the Gambia to understand. That if you cannot make the country clean, then don't throw things. Do not take peeled bananas or oranges, apples, or other kinds of whatever, or vegetables or whatever, papers, rubbish. Do not just drop it. Don't throw it around. People that are carrying oil, fuel, and others with their cars, be careful of dropping it, because if this happens on the way, you cause accidents. You can kill people. When our environment is not clean, we will not have the health that we need. If our environment is not clean, we will not have the food safety that we will talk about tomorrow on Friday. Our environment's cleanliness must be maintained by us, the Gambians, not other people that will have to come and clean our nation. Now, the tax that I will give to the government is that, one, they have to change the policies. Two, they need to provide us with things containers that we can be able to drop in. And if we have containers that we can be able to drop in our rubbishes, then they can put the policies that if anyone is caught dropping or throwing rubbish on the ground or anywhere, you'll be fined for it. But before we can be able to bring in those policies, we must provide an alternative. That is to say, if you have a peel of banana, before you can drop it somewhere, this is where you should drop it. That means we can say every 300 or 400 yards, we need to have a trash. Every 200, 400 or 500 yards, you need to have a trash. Then when people eat something and then they have the peel or whatever, or a paper, they can hold it in their hands and walk few distance, and then they will drop it inside a bin. And we have tractors and trucks that will be collecting these things. They'll be collecting these things simultaneously. As soon as the bin is full, they collect and throw it out. But not also the way I saw in Banjul. You have trashes in Banjul, but people will fill these trashes until they pour on the ground, drop on the ground, and then the wind comes blowing, poof, and then will start making the country dirty again. They make the city dirty. People may try to drop these things, but if the government also change its policies, and at the same time they cannot collect these rubbishes on time, then we still have a problem. We should be able to have our attitudes change, one, then the government place in solutions, two, then the third one is putting in policies that is to attach fines to people that will not want to abide by these rules. It's very simple to make the country clean. We do not need to have our country, all the small big roads starred. No, we don't need that all because we don't have that money. But we can sanitize our country, we can make it clean even without the settles and stuff like that. Every major road, 200 to 300 meters, you have a bin, big one, that people can collect and drop in. Then we will not have the loitering about, people will not be dropping all outside. But when those solutions are, because there's a lot of times that I will eat something and I will still have the leftover, I need to throw it somewhere. I do not have somewhere to drop. I'll have to go close to a shop or somewhere to drop, or I put it in the car. If the driver reaches at home, he can drop it in the trash, which is not good at all. It's really incompetent. Now, one thing is for the people to change their attitudes. Two, government intervention. One, what the government needs to intervene is to provide us with solution. The solution is bring us containers. We need to have as many trashes as possible in every major road, and that the distance must be the same. We have it everywhere that people can collect and drop. If you have in your compound, you have a bag of rubbish, go to the main road, drop it inside this trash, and then go with your bag. Then the tractors will be moving all around. The trucks will be moving all around the town, and whenever they see something that they need to drop out, they need to collect, they will collect it from this bin and then return the bin back. They're putting policies on top of it, just like in Ghana, that if you drop, somebody sees you dropping, have the right to tell you to collect, whether this person is a police or not. If you refuse to collect, this person have the right to arrest you. This is what we can do, connect you to the police. Now the police should arrest you and then make you pay this fine for dropping this rubbish on the ground. Then this way, we will have to change attitudes by force. If attitudes are changed, together with the government's intervention, trust me, will make this country the cleanest in the entire Africa. Because when our nation is clean, when our nation is sanitized, people have good health. Our health conditions will improve. We need to help ourselves by changing our attitudes, because the Americans that we see and the Europes that we see and the Dakars that we see being clean, it's not the other nation people that comes to clean their nation for them. No, it's the people that change their attitudes with the help of their government. I'm emphasizing on this because the government is the only power that can provide us with these containers. Now, if these containers are put in place, that's the time that these policies can be put in place. Otherwise, the policies wouldn't make any sense. Because you cannot tell me not to drop it out, not to drop the peel of a banana, and then you telling me you cannot provide me somewhere that I can be able to drop it. Obviously, if you tell my right not to move, then my left would move. Obviously, the government should intervene in that way. But after the government's intervention is the people to change their attitudes. That's the second thing. First government, second people. And the government is the people. Because when you drop the peel of a banana on the road, on the tar, somebody with a bicycle can fall on it. If you just step on it, you fall down. You're walking down, you walk on a peel of a banana, it make you fall down because it slips. So all of that also, we are avoiding accidents. We are minimizing the accidents. I'll see you on Friday. When I talk about matters. And we'll make this program a bigger one, inshallah. Not only on Facebook, but you will see how big we will make this thing. Because we want things to be relevant. We want to talk about matters that are very, very important to our nation. I'll see you. I love you all.